what's happening, guys? About Nagpal for iGyaan, and today we're going to be checking out, okay, the box is upside down. Today we're going to be checking out the new Lifeproof Nude, it's what it's called. It's a case and cover for the iPad, the new iPad, 4th generation. And the best thing about this is, as the name says, it's life-proof, so it's waterproof, dirt-proof, snow-proof, shock-proof, and for me, that's an awesome thing because I'm traveling all the time. And I'm also testing out my new camera. I just got a new camera. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. It's a secret. And I'm also testing the inbuilt recording in it. So if you hear a lot of sound, air, dust, wind, then I'll probably re-record everything and I'll put a microphone on it and you probably won't hear this. But if you do, then I'm testing everything out inbuilt into my new camera. Moving along, this case costs about $100. I'm in the US right now, so that's where I got it. It's about $100, lots of wind. But it's about $100 and I got a good price on it. I got it for about 70 bucks, which translates to about 4,000 Indian rupees, 3,500 about, depending on the price of the dollar at the time you buy it. Now it's an awesome cover. This is what it looks like. It lets you look at the iPad from the front as well as the back. I got the white color. It also is available in the black color. It does a bunch of things and it also props up your iPad, puts it up in a stand position, which is like here. So I like that about this as well. But got a bit of cough going on. But it looks nice and I thought it'll be a great cover for me since I'm always on the go and I keep dropping my stuff. So what I'm going to do is, I don't also have my knife, if you haven't already noticed. I'm going to try and see where I can open this one. It looks like it's already open. I probably won't even need this stupid knife. Put it on the side. Let's go through. So that's the cover and that's it. So we need this cable to attach any sort of adapters to, any sort of headphones because it's gonna go in deep and it's gonna screw it in tight so that there is no issue. But this is more like a waterproof case, but I don't know what it does, but I'll look at it before I put it on. And this is the cover itself and there's the stand inside. Let me pull it out. So this is the stand that props up the cover, so this comes additionally inside the box. Really nice. It's also hard plastic. I don't know what exactly the material is but I'm gonna go through this. It says iPad water test unit front, after use store in a safe place for future tests where the test unit will not get scratched or damaged. So inside is a test unit which will allow you to test if the iPad is getting damaged or not, but I don't think it will. So it says do not use a screen protector with this case. Use of screen protectors may interfere with the home button and waterproof seal function. Remove any screen protector prior to submersion in water. So I'm going to do that. I don't really want to get rid of my screen protector. It's a nice one, but I will since I'm going to put my iPad in this. So you pull this out and the seals come off. Helicopter. There's so much noise outside. I thought USA would be a little more quiet. Anyway, so this is like a seal that you plug in. So even when you use these, even when you use this, once you plug it in, it'll kind of seal the place because it screws on. So I think it will seal it off even when you plug in this jack. But the jack might get damaged because it has holes here. So unless you have waterproof earphones like I do, the iSport from Monster. So this is a bunch of documentation that lets you use, it shows you how to use the back cover. So I'm next to an airfield. I'm actually next to LAX, so a lot of planes and helicopters go by. Whoa, everything just flying off. So there's the important information thing. Remove before use. Please ensure the O-ring is sealed. Press firmly in. Blah blah. So this is the O-ring, which is no longer inside the case properly. So I'm going to put it inside properly. There we go. So there's a groove that fits the O-ring in properly. So freedom starts here. Check the O-ring. So this is my iPad test unit. Dogs and helicopters and everything is around me. I am going to die. Okay, so it tells me to put the iPad test unit. So they've given me this plastic bit, which is like an iPad when you fit it in, and it's a test unit. Close all the seals, submerge in 12 inches or 30 centimeters of water for 3 minutes, and that's the iPad case. Pull the iPad case out of the water, shake off most of the water by using a towel, dry thoroughly. Check to look inside the transparent sections. Open the case by first opening the charge port door, then inserting a coin between the gaps at the bottom and twisting. Separate the front from the back. Remove the test case and check if the interior is dry. Water test complete. If the test is safe, then you can use your iPad. If the test is not safe, then God be with you. So that's why they give you a test case, so that you don't have to destroy your iPad in the first go. I'm gonna put this in like that. So everything is out. Put it in. Put it in and put it out. I got like a billion helicopters going on. I don't know what the hell is up. Okay, so clearly I'm putting it on wrong. I need to put the bottom part first and then the top bits. So let's try again. Pull out the cover. It's actually a little hard to pull out. So I'm going to plug everything back in. So you have to ensure the O-ring is in place, guys. Let me get rid of all of this stuff so it's a little more clearer. So I have to ensure that the O-ring is in place. And then you prop in the front bit, which is over here. And you put it in properly. And then you snap it in place. Like so. Once you have the bottom bit snapped in, then you go along the sides, squeezing the cover, and it'll clip on to the top. And as far as I am concerned, I think everything is in place. Okay, looks like everything is in place. You have to ensure that this screws back on before the helicopter comes in. I think it's tight enough, and then I have to close the port. That's it. Let me go get some water. Okay, so as you guys can see, I have this bucket of water over here, and that's the only bucket I could find, and my test unit is more or less ready to go. So I'm gonna ensure again that everything is in place. It somehow looks like it's open to me from the side somehow, but it looks to be in place, so I'm just gonna pop it in there. And I need to put some weight on it to keep it down, so I'm gonna find something, put some weight on it. Anything will do, so I'm just gonna put this little thing here. Hopefully it's gonna hold it. And it needs to be underwater. It needs to be underwater for about, I don't know, 5 minutes. So I'm going to come back once this is done. I do see some air bubbles in there, so that might be a sign of leakage. But I'll see. I'll check the test unit and see if I'm okay inserting my iPad in there. Okay, so the case has been in there about 5 minutes, and I'm going to pull it out. But I do believe I had the case on wrong, so I'm going to see if it leaked into it anywhere. I have to check the bottom bit or the inside of the test unit to see if there was any leakage of water on the inside. And I do see some water, but it's on the front. It all appears to be on the front. So I'm going to quickly dry this off, and I'm going to see. Looks like it's all clean, and I don't see any water on the inside, so it appears to be just doing fine. But I need to pull it out from here, and I need to pull it out. You usually need to put coins inside, and since I don't have any coins on me right now, I'm going to use this knife. You need to twist. I recommend that you guys use coins. And then pull it off. You will see that there is some water on the inside, and that's probably just bounced off the front. But I'm not comfortable with the way I did this test because I put on the case all wrong. So I'm gonna try this one more time. So okay, I've had it in there for some time now, and I can see again a bunch of bubbles here. So I don't know if it's gonna work. And as you can see, it's full of water on the inside. So that means that this time around my seal wasn't good enough. So this is what you have to ensure, that this doesn't happen to your iPad. So you have to ensure that you get the seal on properly, and I didn't, clearly. So once I failed, I tried and tried again, and it turns out that there was no other problem except the problem that I read the instructions wrong. I failed once, and I thought that I'm going to return this cover, but it actually turned out to be just alright. So the main thing that you need to ensure is that all your O-rings on the front cover as well as the back cover are in place. After you ensure that you have a good seal between the iPad and the front cover. Problem is that the case tells you to remove the screen protector, and I realized that if I keep the back cover and the screen protector on there, it will actually create a bigger seal or a better seal. A bit of knowledge improves the fact that the iPad test unit that they have given is not really a good test unit. It's actually a thin piece of plastic. It doesn't really replicate an iPad, so it doesn't create a proper seal. So you might easily be disheartened by the way the test unit works, but you have to ensure that the O-ring on the front as well as the back cover is properly in place instead of just the O-ring on the back cover is what I was looking at. There are two O-rings, one on the front, one on the back. The case is designed in such a way that it creates a seal using your iPad, so your front area will be exposed, and you will need a screen protector on there. If you have a thin screen protector like the one that I do, then you don't necessarily need to remove that from your iPad. Okay, so it's time now. Bounces right out. And it's full of water, it's full of water, it's full of water. I think I'm going to return this. So it was definitely time to take help from people around me, and my uncle decided to help. And we then realized that the seal wasn't proper, so I tried another way and I filled it up with water all over again, and then I tried to keep the cover inside the water. Okay, so after many hours of playing around with it, literally playing around with it, I found out what the problem was. So there's an O-ring in the front of the case and there's an O-ring in the back of the case, and if they're out of place, water will leak into it. And I have basically found out the problem. The O-ring in front of my case, it goes around like this on the inside, the blue color ring that I showed you guys earlier, and that was out of its slot. So now I have it finally sealed up and tight and ensure that everything is in place. And the O-ring is one of the major reasons that this case is water resistant. That O-ring keeps the water out. Another thing you have to ensure is that your screen protector is out, because if you put your screen protector back on, it will need to be cut into this shape. I don't know if Lifeproof sells those screen protectors. There was none in the box, but you'll have to remove the screen protector that you have on there because it's going to interfere with the sealing. So I'm going to put this in the water and it's going to be fine. It's really easy to lose patience when you're testing out the cover for the first time, but it's really essential as well so that you don't get your iPad drenched with water. You need to ensure that you have everything on properly. So using the test unit and ensuring you find the right way to seal up the device with this cover is really important. Otherwise your iPad will get damaged, and no company will take liability for that. So ensure that you test it properly with the test unit and you're not in a rush to put this cover on, because otherwise you might end up damaging your iPad. I finally got success with my final run, and I decided to put my iPad in the case, and then here's what happened. Okay guys, after our final test, the one that we did last time, we finally have my iPad in there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay, and iGyaan is open over here. And it works, everything's working just fine. And I'm going to dip it in the water for 2 seconds to see if there's any water that goes in. Checking the back side, so far so good. And now it's time to actually dip my iPad in water, so let's see. Slowly watching out for any sort of bubbles that might appear. Seems to be working just fine. All the way in and all the way out. And it looks like the iPad is perfectly fine and working. And there is no water inside the case, so the back side of the case has no water in there. So it seems to be working just fine. Now let me give you a tour of the case itself. If you look at the right side of the case, you'll see that it's just a bunch of seals. On the top bit you have the 3.5mm headphone jack along with the power button, which is slightly towards the back side, and you can also see the camera bezel. On the left you have the mute switch and the volume rockers, depending on how you use the switch is there, and you can also see the speaker grill at the bottom along with the charging port cover which easily lets you access your iPad for attaching a cable depending on what iPad you have. If you have the 3rd generation, a 30 pin. If you have the 4th generation, the lightning connector. You have to ensure that all your ports are sealed, including the 3.5mm cover and the bottom charging port cover, so that water does not leak directly into the case and damage your iDevice. You also get this add-on cable that lets you connect your headphones. Since the cable is a little recessed, you need to screw on this cable and it will prevent water from going inside the cover again, and you can attach your waterproof headphones to this 3.5mm jack, which is at the end of this cable. Gold plated tips mean better connectivity. You also get a convenient cover, so when you're done using the 3.5mm cable, you get an additional cover for the 3.5mm port cover, so that you can easily install that. So a total of 2 3.5mm port covers. Again, ensuring that it's really tight is essential. The front cover also acts as a stand, so you can put the iPad up in a watching position to watch your favorite movies, or you can conveniently use the iPad for typing with the cover still on it, thanks to the front cover which goes to the back, and you can, as you can see, I can flip it open and use it in an easy fashion for typing. Overall, the case is easy to use, and the front cover can also bring additional protection to the case. Looks really nice when you put it on in the front. If you're a really outdoorsy person and you go outdoors a lot, this cover might just be the thing you need for your iPad. It lets you go underwater, it lets you go in the snow, in the rain, and even in dirt, and you'll truly enjoy using your iPad to the fullest with this cover. I kept my screen protector and my back cover on there to give it a better seal. You can choose to do or not to do that, and I tested mine out and it works just fine, so I have no problems. But it is recommended that you do remove your screen protector, and if you do remove your screen protector, I recommend that you cut a screen protector in the shape of the screen that is left, so that you don't get your screen scratched, even though most of the cover is going to protect the device. If you have any questions or queries, you can leave them in the comment section below, or check out the full review on iGyaan.in. You can also catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and do subscribe to our YouTube channels, youtube.com/iGyaan, youtube.com/iGyaanTV. For iGyaan Networks, this has been Bharat Nagpal. Thank you guys for watching.